It is the Greek Podcast. Good afternoon. We're at New York Prime. You know we're always there, always sponsored by Brandman Motorcars, West Palm Beach, and Jupiter. Our special guest is back, so he's not that special anymore. Larry P. back in the house.
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. Nice to have
thank you. I was told after last week's performance I made the cut. I would be in a rotation basis, and either people are out now with influenza or
You're back in, you're in.
traveling, whatever. But when you're in, you're in. When you're out.
You never know. I mean, you just step in. It could be Javon Curtis. It could be Ryan Leeds. It could be Larry P.
Nick
Wood sometimes stop by. All right, well, we know you're a big football fan, and it is football season. Miami Dolphins, Larry P. said last week that they would win, and they did.
On this very show, the winless Dolphins taking on the one-win New York Football Jets and Adam Gase.
Now, are you surprised Gase still has a job? Because I am. I'm surprised he got that job.
Of all the college coaches, of all the coordinators, this is the first pick of that team going in the offseason. From the press conference on, a joke, and I think in New York they've had it already.
But it seems like
win.
upper management loves him. I mean, for whatever reason. They give him a pass. I mean, you lose to a team that can't even, the Dolphins can't hit water for the fill for a raft.
It was an ugly game. Dolphins pull it out. Jets have one win. Dolphins have one win. Giants not much better, two.
Yeah.
So you look at the two residents of
New York
MetLife Stadium.
And they play each other this year.
And they
played this week. The Jets and Giants. What do you like? The Jets are home and they're getting 2.5.
They technically the home team.
Yeah, they're getting 2.5. It's a little weird.
Yeah, bring back the Black Cats.
It's like bringing a steak to New York Prime. I mean, come on. The Jets can't even get the points.
That should be the Tads Bowl.
Oh, my God. It is brutal. We talked a little bit college football. Larry obviously attended Florida. We talked about that. Florida a couple weeks ago ended up losing to Georgia. Their season's not over, but as far as playoff, it's done.
Disappointing, G. It seems like Georgia was converting third downs at will. Gators terrible. Some very questionable calls, but at this point, Gators rounding out the season. Home for Vandy this week, at Missouri. Then finish with the in-state Seminoles. So you run the table, you win the three, you're 10-2.
Yeah.
I think you have a New Year's Day bowl.
I think they get a chance to go to New Year's. Yeah, they'll definitely win.
Back-to-back double digits for
which is
Mullen.
great. Yeah, which is great for Mullen. Now, I know you and a bunch of other guys are big Florida fans. And one thing, and I work with another guy, Johnny C., who said the same thing. So I'm hearing a lot of the same narrative from last week, but I want to see what you can really say what it means. A lot of questionable calls. What were calls that you didn't like that you were saying questionable? Because I hear that from a lot of Gator fans.
First one was flagrant. Georgia's driving. It clearly was an incomplete pass on a third down. Upon review, where it showed it, the replay I saw, the ball hit the ground. They called it a catch. So instead of a possible field goal attempt, they score 7 points. 4-point swing there. Two other ones down the road, but, they didn't play well.
What did you think of the play calling? Because I hear that from a lot of Gator fans last week.
Not thrilled. Never established the running game, but ultimately at halftime, Georgia had third down conversions. I think 12 of them. Gators not one. So
Georgia had a big front line.
They're huge.
The Gators weren't getting in there.
Nah, they're huge. The running game. It's Trask. Not bad, but it's just a very disappointing showing. I think he's 27 years of age.
Is he really?
No, he's like a fifth-year senior.
Oh, so he can't come back?
No.
Oh, so then the Gators need a quarterback next year. Oh, because Franks is gone. Is he gone, or is he going to come back?
I don't see Felipe Franks coming back.
Yeah,
he has eligibility, but I don't foresee that.
All right, so Franks is gone. The Gators, they win outright. They go to a bowl game, so that'll be interesting. Now, there is a big college football game this week, probably the biggest one of the year. President Trump, our president, will be there. He was at the UFC fight.
He's all over. He was in St. Pete last night. Now he's going to Alabama. He's in Minnesota.
Saban said it's an honor.
And he's a Florida resident coming
Thank you very much.
Look at this. Thank
only
you, sir.
the guys at New York Prime. He'll be there. Now, 5 years in a row in the playoffs, Alabama's always there. A lot of people hate Alabama because they always win, obviously, and it happens. But you got to give the team credit and the program because he does it every year.
Saban, phenomenal. This is the game of the year right now, above and beyond what we looked at last week, SEC West game of the week. But number one LSU, at number two Alabama. Alabama already installed as a touchdown favorite.
Alabama's beaten him 8 years in a row.
Yeah. But in the past, it's been that 9-6, 12-9 type of thing. There's going to be points here. Burrow healthy. Who knows about Tua? But I believe as of today, Michael Divinity,
Yeah.
star linebacker on LSU, out for personal reasons.
That's bad.
So before a potential national championship 1-2 match.
He had to do something pretty
Yeah.
bad. Pretty bad to miss this game because this is the matchup this week.
If it was our company, he'd play.
Oh, forget it. He'd be there. He'd be there. I heard you.
Might not
play.
get paid, but he'd play.
No, he'd be out there. The thing with this game is there's so many different stories. Saban's been there, beat him 8 years in a row. For LSU, though, this is the 1 year that they're saying we should win. We got a great quarterback. We got a different offense. Our defense is better. They lose this year. I think that sets that program back a while. Plus recruitment.
You just got to knock off the king. And the Belichick era up in New England, in Foxborough, the Saban era here, if not for Eli Manning with the 2 mulligans, you got to beat him.
Yeah.
You got to beat him. So here's the chance. It's in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah,
So-
Alabama, I don't think their defense is as good as it's been in the past, and they don't have that dominant running back like they had Ingram, obviously. They had Henry, but they got great receivers. I mean,
tough.
their receivers are unbelievable. And the one thing, when they catch a ball, after they catch the ball, I mean, the play continues. I mean, they get an 8-yard
12-yard
out, they can
passing
go.
play,
And he's gone.
65, 70.
Yeah, they are quick. And
agreed.
also, Tua, I mean, again, there's going to be a little rust, but he has such a quick release.
No.
I mean, he does. He comes back, bang.
They're home, well coached. This is a different LSU team. We have a lot of LSU friends
Sure.
who do Sky High, and sometimes they're bandwagon people. But it's going to be a great game. I hope it is.
No, I think it'll be a
And,
good game. I mean, I think it'll be. I would take LSU plus the points. I think it'll be a little bit closer than people think. I think also in these big games, one thing you do see now, even though one of these teams is obviously going to lose, they're not going to be out of the playoff.
No.
Now, Penn State, they're going to be gone because they're going to play Ohio State in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if they play Ohio State beats them, they'll be knocked out,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll see Clemson shoot in. But I can see LSU or Alabama, one loss, still making a playoff.
No, there's a path. Oklahoma has a loss.
Yeah.
Ohio State has to be watched. But clearly, you've got 3 teams that
Sure.
are going to be very tough. So I agree with you. The loser here could find a way. Alabama still plays Auburn.
Yeah, that's the end of the year. Last
is
game, which in a couple
always,
weeks.
that's a rivalry.
Sure, it definitely is. It's one of those games that you're going to watch when everybody plays everybody. Florida State's looking for a coach. They paid out $17 million last week to Taggart to say goodbye. Are you surprised about that? $17 million. How much does that school have?
No, that's a
No
big
wonder they
number.
got big shrimp here. $17 million. My
He got
God.
off to a bad start at USF, at Oregon, came back, but there was a lot of rumblings going on just in terms of that locker room.
Yeah.
There was a lot of dissension, and that's not going to be good. And he just wasn't an in-game coach.
Yeah.
You look at some of the performances this season, so it's a big number. We'll see who's next.
They can't get it wrong, though, because the program's going to spin out of control. I mean, that's the thing. They were a powerhouse, obviously, with Bowden for years.
Oh,
Then
complete
Jim
disarray.
Official comes in. I mean, but when you got to pay guys out, and it's scary to realize how much these programs have that they can write a check like that.
$17 million.
Yeah, they didn't say, hey, put it in the 15th. They said, here you go. I mean, $17 million you're paying a coach, and it's a state school.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the crazy thing about it.
Yeah,
How much
that's,
money is being brought in?
Big
Billions.
number. No,
Billions.
big number with all these programs, but middle of the season, and
Would you let them stay this rest of the year?
I think you had to make the
Yeah.
change
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
point. Try to salvage
Because
what
they
you
lost to the
can,
Canes.
clean things up, and then the Manny Diaz Canes go into Tallahassee. What was once a storied rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
Storied rivalry, storied game.
There was more people at Prime
right,
Cigar.
right, left.
Bottom line, it's crazy. I mean, it was the first time I'm here in 20 years that people didn't ask me for Kane tickets against Florida State.
There's no interest.
And Jets and Dolphins.
And worse yet, even the horse didn't want to go.
No, the horse said, I'm out. I don't even want to go. The horse is out. I hope it turns around. Diaz is going to get more time. The Canes played Louisville this week, laying 6. I don't know how they're laying points to anybody. They can't cover a bar tab, but they'll end up winning, maybe. Yeah. Hopefully they need 2 more wins to be bowl eligible. For Diaz, again, I'm always surprised with these big programs like the Canes for years and the Gators and in Florida State. They don't have these ace quarterbacks come in. They're going someplace. Because for years they came here. I mean, Miami was
Gators are on that list too. Trask won the starting job a couple of years ago, but to an injury to Franks, set him back. So, either
It's amazing. It has
it's
to
true.
be something
You
to
got
do
out
with
the quarterback.
It's recruiting. And there, Urban Meyer, they say he's going to end up in USC. I'm not surprised about that.
USC, the dream job, Notre Dame, they're still dangling that.
Yeah. He's a great coach, though. A lot of people don't like him. I understand he leaves out a bad way. But, if it doesn't end bad, it doesn't end. But, I mean, he's won everywhere.
It ends for a reason.
He must have a great closet. Utah stuff.
It's like your closet.
He'll have a Gator stuff.
Jerseys, balls.
Oh, forget it. He's got everything in there. Probably pulls it
Poker
out.
chips, receipts.
Oh, yeah, he's got it all. It is the Greek Podcast. Larry P. stops by, special guest in the rotation, but really he's not in the rotation. He's here now.
He's back to back.
He's back to back. He's no more special. I want to talk to you about a hockey player in the NHL who had a $500,000 tab at the Cosmopolitan. I mean, what is going on with these guys? Guy makes $49 million. We'll talk about that. Colorado passed sports betting. When is Florida going to get it? 19th state. Always sponsored by Braman Motor Cars, West Palm Beach, and Jupiter. What's better than the holidays? Buying somebody a new car and put a nice red ribbon around it. We'll get you the ribbon. You got to buy the car at Braman. And we're always at New York Prime. We'll be back in a few minutes. Some shrimp cocktail. Who's got it better than us?
The best.
Only the best. Peace.
It's the year-end sales event at Braman BMW. Get no charge maintenance and service open 7 days. Available owners, a price match guarantee, and Club Braman membership. West Palm Beach and Jupiter. BramanBMW.com. Discover the Braman BMW Advantage. A price match guaranteed with service open 7 days. And Club Braman. Get exponential offers during the Accelerate into Autumn event. Now at Braman BMW, West Palm Beach and Jupiter.
It is the Greek, Larry P. We are at New York Prime, the Greek Podcast. Pretty soon it's going to be the holidays. How about a gift card for New York Prime? It'd be great. Braman Motor Cars, West Palm Beach, and Jupiter. How about a car? A car, and the guy owns the glove compartment. He's got a gift card.
Car and a steak.
You can't beat it. I mean, you can't beat it. We were talking about some things going on, and there was a hockey player for San Jose Sharks who played last year in the playoffs against the Vegas Knights. Ran up a tab of $500,000 at the Cosmopolitan. Guy makes $49 million over 7 years. Where does this go with the NFL going there? Can you stop players? Because I don't think you can, but do you think the league ever restricts them saying, hey, you can't gamble when you're there?
Well, first he should have gone to a different crop statement.
Yeah, he wasn't doing good. No. He was in a penalty box.
You're opening up a can of worms here now. You've got you're going to have a football team moving to town.
Yeah.
You've got hockey now, but on a bigger scope. You go to Monmouth Park in Jersey. You can make the bets, but here it's $500,000. What do you say?
I mean, well, to me,
Huge contract, but
do you think players should be not allowed to bet on casinos?
I don't know how you're going to tell them not to. There's
you
there's
make
all
it a
kinds
rule.
of clauses in the contract and restrictions, but
Well, you make it a rule. You're prohibited to go into a casino.
what if you're responsible?
Yeah. Well, if you're responsible, you don't have a problem. Obviously, this guy wasn't. And the other part of this is if you want to keep it quiet, which I really don't understand, people, that you run up a tab of $500,000 to the Cosmopolitan, it's coming out in the news. I mean, they had it, they said they called him, they got in touch with him. And, some ball players feel, hey, I'm not paying. We've heard that story.
Oh,
Antonio
they'll
Brown
walk
with certain things. Different places, there was a chef who stood him. Whether or not it's true, we don't know. It's all alleged. But this is true. This is documented. You owe this kind of money.
That's a big number.
They're going for attorney fees. And to me, it's just not a smart move as a ball player. And you just signed for $49 million.
You would think be a little bit more cognizant of the surroundings.
Of course.
Of all cities to
Gamble.
to be in, you're gonna have a lot of people looking for you.
Now, do you think they're going to investigate if you bet on the Sharks? That's another thing you got to worry about.
It's another Pete Rose.
Is he
betting on hockey?
Was he betting on hockey?
And very quietly, that's become a huge rivalry.
Yeah.
After the postseason, over the past couple of years, and they opened up this season with a home and home.
Yeah.
Some preseason, so two arch rivals now.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see if he's.
Again, for
any
me,
additional.
I'm sure the NHL is going to call him. It's a bad look for hockey.
Yeah, they got to.
They don't want teams in Vegas and guys with tabs and stuff. Retired guys is one thing, but they definitely have to. And it's funny because when there is anything that's happening in Vegas with sports betting and stuff like that, Vegas usually one that ties it down because they want everybody to feel it's legit.
It's not the image that they want to portray.
No, they don't want that.
and
No,
now
I'm
you have
sure
a
they
heavy
called
like
them up
this.
and just said, "What the hell are you doing? You lost this kind of money, $500,000, and you don't want to pay." I mean, a couple weeks ago, there was that referee. A couple years ago, Donahue, who just has a new book coming out about, and he has
the
some
NBA.
interesting stories. And one of the stories I've talked about on the radio was years ago. I went down to the Knicks game. They were playing Heat. I was with 3 of my friends, and the Miami Heat ended up going to the foul line like 4 or 5 times, and Knicks went like 37 times. So I was coming home, and it was the only time Pat Riley's career he got fined for complaining about the referee.
Argue with the refs.
When I looked into this gentleman, he refereed that game. That was one of the
That was
games
him
he
again?
fixed.
Wow.
And he was talking about it, how like certain guys would play, and they would say, "Hey, tonight Kobe's got to get to the line 30 times." Now the NBA has done a great job of keeping us quiet because you lose integrity, you're done in a league. They buried it.
Yeah.
And now he's got a movie coming out and all this other different stuff. But it's scary that you would think that, you know, a lot of times, because you always hear fans, like you just said with the Gators, man, that was a questionable call. Now we got, obviously, the review. But in the NBA, a foul.
No.
Is that a foul? It's a foul. And
It's a
one.
foul.
You know, you go there. And he
But-
said they would have guys that when they make sure it went to the line.
Even more so now. Well, that even tougher to control. But now with the video replay and baseball, and I suppose you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it perfect? No. But you look at the baseball playoffs. There were questions. You can't argue balls and strikes. Dave Martinez got thrown out of a World Series game.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't traditionally happen. The Gator game again. Plenty of bad calls. The officiating. Certain things. It's.
Well, with sports betting, though, becoming more and more legal, Colorado just passed it. It's helping a lot of different industries. It gives a lot of jobs. I know one of the biggest sports stations in New York got $5 million this year in ads. Are you surprised that sports, you know, finally they've said, hey, we got to get a piece of this pie? And where do you think it goes? They're projecting in 2025 there'll be $7 billion to $8 billion a year bet on sports in America.
Yeah. Well, they're betting it now.
Yeah.
It just, instead of your neighborhood friend or
Yep.
others, it's now out in the open and convenient, and you know, it's there.
Well, do you think it makes it more so because it is legal, like marijuana when they talk about it? Or do you think the people are going to bet no matter what?
They're going to do it regardless.
They're gonna bet.
going to do it regardless. It's made more accessible, but out in Vegas,
Are you surprised there was an NFL team?
no.
No? I was shocked because the NFL for years, they didn't want to say anything about gambling. The Raiders went there of all teams? Gruden? Really?
It's going to be something worth talking about moving forward.
Yeah, they
And,
they definitely have to watch this because they can't have
I don't know how you
players.
put the kibosh on it.
Yeah, no,
but,
as far as sports betting, it's going to get bigger and bigger with the younger generation and the kids and the mobile and everything's there.
You know, 30 years ago down here, you'd go to the dog track. Or
Yeah,
you'd
yeah.
go to Hialeah Park.
Oh, yeah.
So you had it, and everything's relative. Michael Jordan, you know, when the Bulls were in the postseason with the
Yep.
Knicks, he's golfing. You know, for us, you're playing. You know, $50 a $100 a hole, $20. You know, it's all relative.
My buddies Monday night, we're at the Giant game at MetLife. They were texting me all their in-game betting. I mean, you should have seen it. It looked like the Bible. I'm like, how much can you bet in one night?
You're asking them that?
Yeah, but again, they're in-game betting. I don't do that. Never have.
In-game.
You're betting against yourself sometimes.
Right.
Like he's got Dallas Cowboys to win by 7, but then he's betting the Giants to get a first down or a touchdown. I mean, it's crazy.
That's now fantasy. It's
Yeah.
changing the whole.
You should have shown a text. I thought it was my contract with iHeart. I said, Jesus, how much you got here? It's crazy.
Who bet on the cat?
Oh my God! Yeah,
that
the
the
Black
under?
Cat makes it. It is the holidays are coming up, and Larry B
amazing,
knows
November.
me. I take my holiday shopping very serious. I have, I glorify it. I put
He does
highlights.
a great job.
I do it. I put all the lists, what everybody, what they get, the amount of spend. Now you could go up and down. I have been known to take gifts away.
I've been a flatliner. I get a beautiful Nordstrom tie.
Yeah, every year.
I sometimes think that it's the box is regifted.
The box.
Sometimes the boxes are regifted. The ribbon.
Well, you know,
sometimes a little bit
Nordstrom's,
different.
they don't give you boxes.
Ah, there you go.
See, Barney's does in New York. It's so funny. Barney's goes bankrupt. My brother said to me the other night, my buddy, he goes, all the places you used to go bankrupt if you're out. Win, encore.
You
Thank
leave?
you. Hard Rock, the guitar. Gulfstream, edition. I stop going to Barney's, they go out.
Palm Beach Gardens.
That's where it is. That's out. Next thing you know,
You move South County.
that's it.
Restaurants.
Oh, forget it.
Haberdasheries.
Oh, they're finished. Dry
Shoeshine parlors,
cleaners,
dry cleaners.
cigar bars.
Cigar bars.
Oh, everybody's out. Everybody's out. No, I got my.
It looks
Christmas-
like Teaneck, New Jersey. You go through.
Oh my
PG
God,
Boulevard.
forget it. I do have my Christmas list. I take it serious. I make sure. I do get offended when people don't thank me. I'm upfront. I don't like that people read gifts, so I
I
chip
thank
them.
you that day.
No, you do. Always. But I put
Thank you for
chips
the
on my gifts, so I see if you give it. I go, oh, Larry P. I see your tie.
Gotcha.
What's it doing in Miami?
They
Years
never
ago-
exchanged.
Yeah.
No regifted.
Years ago, I gave a buddy of mine a beautiful tie from Barney's. And it was a Thursday or Friday, and it was so ironic that I went to go back and see him in New York at a big office in the radio industry on a Monday. Because what ended up happening, I had a sweater on and a jacket, and I left my sweater at his office. So I ended up leaving the sweater there, and I go into the office, it was Monday afternoon, and I see some guy walk at me with the same tie. I said, are you kidding me? That cannot be the tie
The very gift.
that I gave him. I bought him an Armani tie from Barney's. So I walked in, I said, look, don't take this the wrong way, but there's no way that kid's wearing that tie. He goes, you're never gonna believe what happened. He goes, it's been killing me all weekend. He goes, the kid came in, gave me a bottle. He goes, I had a bunch of gifts. He goes, I just grabbed my hand, I gave him your tie from Barney's. He goes, then when I did it, I drove home and I said, oh my God, I must have given that kid an Armani tie. So I went up to the kid. I said something to him. I had to say, I said, dude, you got the wrong tie.
Right.
You got a tie from my him that was a gift. I was upset. It was $325. I mean, you crazy? He didn't want to say anything. He ended up coming back, and he had the tie made. Would you want me to give you the tie back? He goes, well, Greek wants me to have the tie. He bought it. He ended up giving him back the tie.
The kid was cooperative.
At first he was like, what do you mean? And he said, well, you came in, you brought me a bottle. This guy was a very big boss with a big CBS radio station. I don't want to get into it, so when he gave him a bottle. He went over and he had a bunch of ties. He goes, Greek, I just grabbed your box. I gave it to him.
You can't make it up.
I can't.
It's like a ball game. The bat goes flying into the crowd. The kid doesn't want to give the bat up, or the adult doesn't want to give it up, and then you'll see somebody from the dugout go out with a new bat.
Oh.
You had to get that tie back.
I had to get it back. And now, if I didn't see the kid, he would have got it. The kid was cursing, but it was that we were at another Christmas party, and we ended up buying his chocolate layer cake in Palm Beach, one of the bakeries. That was around the holidays. And it was a beautiful cake. It must have been, I don't know, $75, $80. So we go to this party, and they had small shrimp. So I said to my buddy, I go, man, small shrimp. I'm surprised. Big house. These guys got loaded.
They did it on the cheap.
So I said, take the cake back. And and I was Greeking it up. Just kidding. Alex, my photographer here, our film guy's dying. He never heard this story. So I had to
What was it, like a cake or the Seinfeld, the Moons?
No, it was a big cake. Happy holidays, chocolate cake. We got in Palm Beach. It was like $70. It was a beautiful cake. Frosting, happy holidays. I said, take the cake back. I said, the shrimp are small. He goes, all right. So of course of the night, we end up leaving. About an hour later, I get in the car. I go to sit down in my car. And I'm like, what the hell is that? He goes, I took the cake
They put
back.
the cake?
I said, I didn't mean for you to really take the cake back. He goes, you said the shrimp was small. I go, I don't want you to take the cake back. I kid you not. He took the cake back. There we are in Palm Beach, him and I, eating chocolate cake on the side of the road. That's the holidays. That's some life. Talk about Greek
That's
life.
a Hallmark card.
He wanted to go in the house and ask for a fork. I said, you can't go in the house and ask for a fork. Are you kidding me? But again, these are the holidays. These are the things that
Right
happen.
around the corner. We're 3 weeks out today, I guess, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Christmas.
28th. This is the latest
It's
this
unreal.
year that Thanksgiving is, the 28th.
So
Now,
we lose a week for your Christmas shopping. So I'd like my tie,
Yeah.
by, let's say, December 8th.
Your tie. Yeah, I'll make sure.
I'll wear it to our holiday party.
That's nice. Now let me ask you. You're originally from Florida?
No,
Where are you from originally?
from New York City.
Of course. It was a joke. Now, do you get the
from
holiday
Kendall.
spirit, or do you think because of weather?
Well, it's nice to go back for a few days and, you walk around downtown.
I
it's
went
cold,
back a
it's-
month ago. My Uber bill was $700. I'm never going back.
It's an
I'm done.
expensive place, but
Buddha, if you're listening, you owe me.
the Buddha.
That's right. It is the Greek Podcast. We're always live at New York Prime. This holiday season, how about a gift card for New York Prime? This phone does not stop. It's unbelievable.
Busy
You're here all the time.
reservations, holiday parties,
Everything.
dinners tonight,
You're getting divorced, come here. You get married, come here. That's where I got married.
Greek night out.
That's right.
The wedding was here, and not far from where we are right now.
Yeah,
this particular
This is where we
dining
had the
room.
wedding. Yep, we had the whole place on a Sunday. It was great. They'll do all occasions. Brayman Motor Cars, don't forget West Palm Beach and Jupiter. Buy somebody a new car, or in fact, treat yourself. Every year, I buy a gift for myself. To Greek, love Greek. I always go, my God, how'd you know? Larry P., always thank you for your time.
Greek, thank you.
Alex in the background, do what we got to do.
Alex.
We'll be back next week, talk
Lot
some
of
more
fun.
football. We'll see what happens with LSU and Alabama. Remember, Alabama laying 7. Who you got?
Go Tigers.
He's got the Tigers. I got the Tigers too. Peace.
It's the year-end sales event at Bremen BMW. Get no charge maintenance and service open 7 days. Available owners, a price match guarantee, and Club Bremen membership. West Palm Beach and Jupiter. BremenBMW.com. Discover the Bremen BMW Advantage. A price match guaranteed with service open 7 days. And Club Bremen. Get exponential offers during the Accelerate into Autumn event. Now at Bremen BMW, West Palm Beach and Jupiter.